I think we have a really hard time as a society understanding adolescence. For a lot of parents, they get frustrated with their child who is now all of a sudden changing their behaviors, and that tends to shut down, or it tends to come out as anger, when instead, really, it's the time to really listen and create an environment where you are making them feel that they can come to you and they can talk to you about what's going on.
Feeling that my teachers listen is really what I love about them.
A lot of people think it's sort of the age of turmoil, but it's really the age of possibility, the age of change, and a lot of the rhetoric about this age can be quite negative, where people look at school for this age group as, oh, it's just something you have to get through. Once they get to high school, they'll be fine.
Especially when they feel maybe like they're losing their child in some ways. Their child is maybe distancing from them, so the tendency is to be a little more hands-off with them. It's actually a time that they really need parents to pay a lot of attention and to be there and kind of be their decision maker for them in some ways, without making them feel like they don't have any freedom.
I really like being able to choose what I'm doing and being able to do things myself and how I want to do them. But sometimes I do need help, and so I like when people will help me when I need it, but aren't like trying to sort of force themselves into whatever I'm doing.
Adolescents don't want to feel like people are just making decisions for them without their voice. We might not end up agreeing with them, but we're going to listen, we're going to hear them out, and at the end of the day, their opinions will change what we do, and sometimes it won't. But they at least know that they have the opportunity.
It wasn't until we got to pick our own project that I realized how much more I enjoyed that.
A big part of their success is, are you meeting the goals that you set for yourself? Their prefrontal cortex is not developed. It's a really important time to set limits for your kids. They can't really.
Kids don't exist on their own. Kids are part of families. Families are an integral part of what's happening for 11 to 14-year-olds. Even as they're becoming more independent and starting to rely on friends in different ways than in the past, their family is still the core of their existence.
A student might say, I want to get better at Spanish. I want to be fluent by the end of the year. And so we come up with ways. All right, you're going to spend a half an hour a night on Spanish. And some people will then walk away and say, all right, they're going to do that. That's excellent, because they really want to. That follow-through is really hard. So then as a parent or as a teacher, making sure that you are on that follow-through. Hey, you set this goal. You said 30 minutes a day. It's time to sit down and do it. Now's the time.
Where my independence came in was giving me a platform to facilitate conversations. I started my own conversations on Black Lives Matter, and I was able to talk about what it meant to me, and then I was able to look back and think, wait, as a facilitator, it wasn't my job to talk about it, it was my job to facilitate it, and decide, do I want to have that platform, or do I want my platform to be talking about it and getting my hand called on?
Kids themselves have a lot to offer, and they're more engaged and empowered when they're able to try things out, take the stage, take leadership, pursue their own interests, guide their friends, influence their friends.
I got to make those decisions by myself, and that's where I felt that they really cared about me being independent. I think with discussions, it never goes as planned.
Guys, can you please wait, because Lydia wants to talk. So what do you guys think about that? Would you guys want to do that?
Yes.
What do we want from our students? And it's to be part of a democracy and to take what it means to be a democracy and put it out in the world.
It's sort of chaotic because we're all the same age, so it's sort of hard to get people to listen to you sometimes. I try and make sure that everybody's voice is heard.
You have kids come back and they'll say, oh my goodness, that was terrible. We're gonna sit down and have this angry conversation about how we're gonna make the next one better. And that's what makes it great. We're learning on how to make it better.